Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says timely decisions by the government helped contain the global pandemic in the country. COVID-19 tally climbs up to 193 in Nagaland. National recovery from COVID-19 rate reaches to 52.79%. And Naga Students Federation appeals all Nagaland Private School Association to consider selective fee waiver for students. Timely decisions by the government helped contain the global pandemic of COVID-19 in the country to a large extent. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said this in his remarks before the second day of the virtual meeting with Chief Ministers of states and union territories to chalk out further roadmap to embolden nation's fight against coronavirus. Modi held meeting with chief ministers from 15 states which are adversely affected and account for over 60% of the COVID cases in the country, including Maharashtra, Delhi and Tamil Nadu. He highlighted the recovery rate in the country has been considerably high due to the early preparedness ensured by the government. Modi credited the high discipline observed by the common citizens in the country for achieving better containment results. He emphasized on the need to weed out the stigma attached with the infection. Emphasizing the importance of testing and tracing, Prime Minister Modi urged states to work towards development of more testing centers. Nagaland reported another 12 new cases of COVID-19 out of 238 samples tested. In a tweet this evening, Health Minister S. Pangyupom said all the new cases are from Mon Quarantine Center. Earlier, 2 new cases were reported from Dimapur and Twensang Quarantine Centers. The state has now 193 positive cases, out of which 90 cases are active, while 103 have recovered. Union government today said that COVID-19 recovery rate has reached to 52.79% in the country, and a total of 186,935 people affected with coronavirus have been cured so far. During the last 24 hours, 6,922 people have recovered. Presently, the total number of active corona cases in the country is 155,227. Health and Family Welfare Ministry said that a total of 10,974 new cases of COVID-19 were reported in the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 3,54,065. India registered the highest death toll today since the outbreak of coronavirus in the country. In one day, a total of 2,003 deaths were reported, taking the nationwide toll to 11,903. With this, the case fatality rate reached to 3.36%. District COVID-19 Hospital Longling received its TrueNat machine today. Executive Secretary of Pom Baptist Christian Association, Tia Lemba Pom, dedicated the TrueNat machine at the district hospital. Deputy Commissioner M. Shayung Pom expressed gratitude to the Chief Minister Nipirio, Health Minister S. Pangyupom, and officials of Health and Family Welfare Department for providing TrueNat machine and fulfilling the demands of the people. He has said that with the installation of TrueNat machine, the travel expenditure, time constraint and problem of manpower would be minimized and expedite result on time. The DC appealed to the medical fraternity to utilize the machine sincerely with utmost care and cater to the best service to the people. Deputy Commissioner Dimapur Anup Kinchi and Commissioner Police Dimapur Rotiher Tetsu visited Christian Institute of Health Sciences and Research CIHSR Dimapur to oversee the progress of BSL-2 installation urgently required for undertaking more tests of COVID-19 samples at Dimapur. Managing Director CIHSR Dr. Sedevi informed the visiting officials that 90% of the works has been completed and presently application process with the Indian Council of Medical Research is under process. Dr. Sedevi informed that all details would be sent to ICMR through a prescribed form, and further videos of the work done would be uploaded, and once ICMR gives the green signal, the lab would be functional. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. The Naga Students Federation NSF officials had requested the All Nagaland Private Schools Association ANPSA to consider selective fee waiver for students whose parents are economically weak and affected by the lockdown. During a joint meeting of the NSF and ANPSA on 15th of this month, the ANPSA officials assured the apex student body that they will consider the fee waiver on a case-to-case basis and encourage the parents who are facing difficulties in clearing their wards' school fees to come forward along with the students and avail the same. NSF officials also raised the issue of teachers serving in various private schools who are facing hardships due to non-payment of salaries by the school authorities. The NSF therefore appealed those parents who can afford to pay the school fees to come forward and pay the fees on time so that the schools can continue to impart education in a judicious manner. Election Commission has decided to address the challenge of false affidavits filed by some candidates along with their nominations to ensure free, fair and ethical elections in the country. The Commission will take cognizance of such complaints and refer these to the relevant investigating authorities on a case-to-case basis. The Commission has been receiving complaints regarding furnishing of false information in the affidavits by some candidates. This matter was discussed yesterday in the Election Commission's meeting. The Commission observed that furnishing of false information adversely affects the rights of voters as well as impinges on the purity of electoral process. As per the extant provision, individuals are filing such complaints in the competent court under Section 125A of the Representation of People's Act 1951. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in his remarks before the second day of virtual meeting with Chief Ministers of States and Union Territories today, that the martyrdom of Indian soldiers who died fighting in a violent clash in the Galwan Valley in eastern Ladakh will not go in vain. Modi paid homage to the martyred soldiers and remembered their valor. Prime Minister Modi said, India is a peace-loving nation which thrives on the principle of sacrifice. Meanwhile, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said, the loss of soldiers is deeply disturbing and painful. Singh said the soldiers displayed exemplary courage and valor in the line of duty and sacrificed their lives in the highest traditions of the Indian Army. In a series of tweets, Union Home Minister Amit Shah said, the nation salutes the immortal heroes who sacrificed their lives to keep Indian territory safe and secure. Shah said their bravery reflects India's commitment towards her land. According to agency reports, the Chinese side suffered over 40 casualties, including the dead and seriously injured in the face-off in the Galwan Valley on Monday night. United States intelligence reports also suggest that the Chinese army suffered heavy casualties during the violent clash with the Indian military in eastern Ladakh's Galwan Valley. The report further added that this figure could be a combination of total number of soldiers killed and seriously wounded on the Chinese side. The Indian Army yesterday said 20 Army personnel, including a colonel, were killed on Monday night in the biggest ever military confrontation between the two armies in over 5 decades. The government today said that over 3,43 lakh sanitary pads have been sold in the last 10 months at Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Janushati (PMBJ) Kentras. Under PMBJ, these pads are being sold at 1 rupee per pad. The market price of the similar sanitary napkins is around 3 to 8 rupees per pad. The Jan Anushati Savita sanitary napkin is being made available in more than 6,300 Janushati Kentras across the country. And now it's 20 news. Here are the main points again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says timely decisions by the government helped contain the global pandemic in the country. COVID-19 daily climbs up to 193 in Nagaland. National recovery rate from COVID-19 reaches to 52.79%. And Naga Students Federation appeals All Nagaland Private School Association to consider selective fee waiver for students. That is all we have for this evening news bulletin. Good night.